recently decided to put this little spark plug installation kit together, and I'm going to call it the Do It Right Spark Plug Installation Kit. Now, why do it right? Because I've seen too many people do it wrong. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to include this in a number of my kits that have to do with spark plug replacement or compression tests or whatever when you have to remove or replace spark plugs in one of these older gasoline engines, right on up through the M112 and M113 engines. Now right here you see there's a container, plastic container, a nylon brush, and a lint-free high-quality cloth, and these are used to clean the threads in the engine. Now we're not talking about cleaning the threads on the spark plug, we're talking about cleaning the threads in the cylinder heads of these gasoline engines. Now this never gets done. You can't believe how many times I've been working on these gas engines and I'll find a spark plug that's not all the way in. It's not all the way tight. It's tight, but it's not all the way down and seated. And it's probably because the threads are so gummed up in the engine, when new spark plugs are installed, they bind up and they don't go all the way down and seat, and it gives the person installing the plug a false indication. So I'm really into getting those threads clean. You have to be careful how you do that. You don't want to be sticking anything down in there like a brush or something that could fall apart and get in the engine. So I have kind of a unique way that I clean these threads, and that is why I include these three things right here. Then here's the other things I include in the kit. I include some nickel anti-seize compound, some silicone dielectric grease, some swabs to apply these two things, and then I include this braided, straight, flexible hose to help install the spark plugs. Can't believe how many times I've run across stripped and cross-threaded plugs because somebody's tried to force the plug into the engine. If you use a hose, it's designed to go on real tight, and you just go right down in there and you start this by hand. And the hose is flexible enough, you can turn it and bend it and you can get the alignment just right so that you can easily turn this in. And once it gets in and gets going, I recommend you take it all the way down as far as you can until it stops, and then you can pull the hose off and then use a socket and a torque wrench to complete the spark plug installation. Remember, anti-seize travels down these threads when the spark plug gets warm, so you only need to put this much anti-seize right in the middle of the threads. That's it. And you better believe this is really going to help when you go to remove these spark plugs in the future. Okay, then I include silicone dielectric grease. Also, you don't need a whole lot of this, but this is really critical in the future if you want to get the spark plug wires off your spark plugs. You've probably already had a hard time getting them off in some other engine in the past. And so there you have it. Simple, effective, and that's why I call this the Do It Right Spark Plug Installation Kit.